have any understanding of a lot of things except for your own, what you want to understand, what you want. But now, how do you go there? You know, very few people understand that being alive, existing, is actually being misunderstood by a lot of people. You know, um, it's being misunderstood in the sense that the moment you are being understood, it means you are predictable. And being predictable actually means that you have no individualistic thinking capabilities. Everything you think is based on information that has been exposed to you involuntarily. Because if you look for your own information and look for your own perception, then it becomes like your fingerprint. That's the only way you remain human. So if you understand it in this manner, then it will mean that being misunderstood means that you are human, just like with your fingerprint. That's the only way to actually prove your humanity, that you are a human being, and therefore you must have a different fingerprint to everyone else. So this is like a physical aspect of what we should be like intellectually. We cannot be understood by everyone. That's why if you talk about art, for instance, um, different artists can't have the same theme. They can't paint about the same thing. Different artists can't represent the same thing, but they do, and they are reflecting what is really happening because everyone is like everyone else. You know, um, people seek for the same information that they have been told to seek for. No one actually goes and seeks for information for their own benefit and for their own purpose, for their own individuality, for their own humanity. They all do all these kind of things because it's what they're told to do. Some people believe in God, some people believe in mythology, and all of those kind of things. These are like uh, uh, um, temporary uh, dormants. They're like recreational drugs. People actually believe in all of these things because they don't really want to think for themselves. They don't want to be responsible for their own lives. They don't want to stand on their own. They're not courageous enough. These are things that they feel it's normal to be a coward. It's normal to accept atrocity. It's normal to you know, um, be nothing. Because being nothing doesn't mean that you don't have money. Being nothing actually just means that you are nothing. You've got nothing you've offered to the world that is new. And what I mean by that is not you go out trying to do something new for the world, but just in reality, by being yourself, you definitely become something new to everyone else because you are yourself, just like your fingerprint, you know? So it's that type of thing where now you actually are in a position where you don't know who you are and you're celebrating that and you love that you don't know who you are. You know, it's quite good to be, abused. It's very nice to be put in a category where it said you're a victim. These are beautiful things. People like these things. They like being cowards. They like falling into the same trap, doing the same thing over and over, you know. And most people just say, well, it's none of our business, It's, but it is our business because when you think about it now, you live in a world of monotony. So you don't get any type of reality with life because that's the purpose of actually having another person next to you is to actually have another person next to you, not to have yourself in a different body, with a different fingerprint. That's what happens when you all watch the same programs, when you all read the same newspapers, and you just get yourself in a different body, from a different house. But in reality, it's just still yourself. So the most important thing then to be human, it's not about actually fighting wars or fighting against injustice and all of those kind of things. Those are just symptoms of what you do when you've actually found yourself. Because finding yourself is actually just being satisfied with who you are at whatever space you're in, you know, and just knowing that this is great. I'm happy to be myself. I didn't realize that I have this kind of things. And the happiest people are the ones that actually get to find themselves at a later stage in life. Because that means now you have been dormant for this whole time. And now you get to experience new revelations about life, you know? At an age where you're supposed to be feeling like, now my life is about to over. And that's when it actually begins. When you actually quit the job and become what you want to be, when you stop being employed, when you stop following superstars, when you stop reading the newspapers, when you actually just go out there to the world and find out what are your real interests, not what you have been told you are and what you feel that has always been who you are, but it's not. Because if it was, you wouldn't even be questioning it. So the most important thing is then to understand that when it comes to a reality, it's about being yourself. It's about finding that space where you don't have to explain to anyone. You only explain to yourself. But the great thing about yourself is that you don't need to explain to yourself because you know who you are. So you just enjoy yourself for yourself. So it's those kind of things. And that's 10 minutes, right?